Here comes trouble. Burn 'em. Shine your light on that thing. Still light out. Thank God, it's still day. Let's get out of here. Oh God, no. No, it's locked. I can't believe this. Hey, up there! Hello? Can you let us out of here? Hello? They can't hear us, I guess. Can you see any way to get this open? That's it. See if the crank still works.
This is most likely a temporary state of affairs. As we once learned to our dismay, even the relatively tiny fracture.
Come on, Gordon, crank that thing. Great. Okay, let's get to the train yard before the Citadel blows.
There are many modified post-human allies still remaining on Earth who will be doing their utmost
Finally,
to establish
fresh
lines of communication and
Oh my
supply
God.
with the larger forces.
Striders really
So,
tore the hell out
there
of
is
this
greater
place.
reason for hope now than at any time in the past decade. We have made, in secret, several technological
I've
advances
never
which
been
we will
happier
do
to
our
see
best
Dr.
to
Kleiner.
deploy in advance of the Combine's return. We continue to diligently assemble and train a new generation of scientists and technicians. For what the Combine fear the most is not any tangible human weapon, but our will, our intellect, our ability to respond selectively and rationally to every terror they turn against us. We place our firm faith in the human spirit, even knowing how easily it may be shut.
They're looking for something. Probably us. From the rooftops. I was hoping we'd get a bit farther before they noticed us again.
I apologize for any errors or omissions, as you can imagine. Yes, we can't.
Sealing the burrows. I'll cover the street while you figure this out.
Depleted.
Nicely done. Let's head upstairs. Bring that over here and I'll configure it. Awesome shot. Nice toss, Gordon. That sniper almost took my head off. Let me climb up and take a look at what we're walking into. Uh-oh. They've got the street fortified up ahead. You run point, okay? I'll cover you from up here till you reach the far end. When the coast is clear, I'll catch up. Okay, looks like I can get that ladder down to you. Let me shoot out the latch. I might be a little rusty with this rifle. Ha! Nope, guess I'm not. Glad that's over. Oh, God. Looks like the reactor's back on track for a meltdown. That transmission's going out after all. Oh! I'd like to find another way around these buildings, but we really don't have time. Okay, let's get in. Come on. I think we just broke about 50 Combine regulations. What's that beeping sound? Get away from the doors!
Major fracture detected.
I thought you might have forgotten about me. Uh-oh. Here we go again.
Freeman, I'm coming with you.
Sorry, Freeman.
Combine!
Shooting.
Get back!
here. Everyone should clear out of the city.
The Combine's not making it easy. We're trying to get enough people together to force our way through to the train station. People are meeting up in a safe house nearby.
Can you take us there?
You bet. Let's go. This way.
Hey, it's me. Open the door.
What's the password?
I'm not even gonna tell you to shut up.
Come on in.
Previously, certain protein chains important to the process of embryonic development were selectively prevented from forming. This is no longer the case. For those so inclined, now would be an excellent time for procreation. Which is to say, in layman's terms, you should give serious consideration to doing your part for the revival of the species. We must make the most of the time we have, as it is by no means certain how much time we have secured ourselves before the Combine attempt to restore their dominion, as they certainly shall. Since this is, in fact, the first opportunity we have had to speak openly of the baleful influence of the Combine, there is much ground to cover.
Hell!
A series of useful
Let's find another way up.
ahead. However, for now we will have to content ourselves with relatively meager exposition. The destabilization of the City 17 reactor has had repercussions that were not entirely unexpected, although we hardly dared speak this hope ahead of time. On the entire network of linked Citadel reactors. Thus, for the time being, I believe that all Combine reactors have failed completely, as well as all communications systems based on that technology. In short, the Combine are completely cut off. Combine forces currently stationed on Earth are now isolated units. Stranded. However, as we once learned to gave our enemies an opening which they would force ever utmost to re-establish lines of communication and supply with the larger forces. Even so, there is greater hope now than at any time in the past decade. We have made, in secret, several technological advances, which we will do our best to deploy in advance of the Combine's return. We continue to diligently assemble and train a new generation of scientists and technicians. For what the Combine fear the most is not any tangible human weapon, but our will, our intellect, our ability to respond selectively and rationally to every terror they turn against us. We place our firmest hope in the human spirit, even knowing how easily it may be shattered. We have all seen friends and family crushed by the Combine. Some of our neighbors have allowed themselves to be co-opted and purged of their humanity by the military machine. And those who resisted have met a most terrible fate. Still, I cannot overstate how important it is that we retain our...
Gordon? Alex? I don't believe it. How the hell did you get out of the Citadel?
We're not exactly sure. All I know is the Vortigaunts had something to do with it. But what about you, Barney?
I'm doing okay, just going crazy trying to...
Found us!
Aw, hell, Gordon? Were you followed again?
We stole some information from the Citadel on our way out. I don't know what it is yet, but it's important enough that they've been hounding us the whole way here.
Well, that puts the pressure on. Look, we gotta get moving. You guys know about the evacuation trains, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we've been planning to make a push on the train station. Now it looks like we're gonna have to cut a path through every chicken ship metro cop who's having second thoughts about defending City 17.
If Gordon and I took a separate route, we could draw the Combine away from you. That'd give you a chance to get the trains filled up before we get there.
Really? Well, if you say so. Now, come here, look over here. Okay, across this bridge, over the rooftops, is a safe path to the station. You two head that way. I'll hit the streets and round up everyone who's been waiting. We'll meet you there.
Sounds good. Let's go.
Hey, Gordon, before you go, I was getting tired of carrying this around. Listen, I don't have many more of these, so try not to lose this one, okay? Go on across, Gordon. She's waiting for you. You lucky dog, you.
See you at the station.